Ragnar gonna be first up. Magic getting another chance to go first with a disintegrate up onto Ragnar. Man got himself parry for the big burst of the evoker, but still the master buff has been activated. There goes the master buff. He's got himself a bit of that deep breath, looking to get stun onto Ragnar, but the guy's able to avoid it. Massive blast onto Ragnar. Oh, he picks up a little bit like Magic still blasts him out to smithereens. Couple of empowerment abilities. They've been nerfing that empowerment combo for Magics and Dev Evokers for so long, but the guy was able to clutch it out there very, very quickly. Just a quick blue into tip the scale. Bread all together, looking for a sleep, but the Cobra does go for a kick. Gonna be portals open, does catch a CC with a trick to follow immediately. Cobra trying to get himself a bit of a setup. That's gonna be disintegrates back to back for Magics. If he can go for disintegrates while hovering behind the pillar, he's actually gonna be golden. Looking for a bit of healing. Mortal does catch it for just a moment. I don't think he has Shroud anymore, right? He might be in a bit of trouble here though. Does go for immunity. That's at least will give him a setup. Fear cannot get CC'd. Hold on. Unless you can time it, he does time it perfectly with a Cannonball Magic. No! The amount of survivability evokers have outside of their cooldowns, it is minimal. It is rough. It is crazy. But the amount of cooldowns you can rotate as fast as you have to in PvP, especially in duels, that is rough. Smog is going to be up next from one evoker to the next. Dev got to blast out, but this time we're going to see how Og plays. And Og does get a stun pretty early onto Cobra. Fire Breath, knock up, needs to go for a couple of empowerments if possible, or a couple of eruptions. He definitely needs to get those going. Got himself a wall so he can't get interrupted. Fear though does see him. Casble, Bonzafell should control him. Goes in for immunity to dodge out the Bonzafell and the Mortal. Does get hit with the Fear either way though. Couple of eruptions around the corner. He might actually be in a good spot. You need to change those eruptions. They changed it so that the augmentation no longer has like does catch himself in a sleep. Hold on a second. What a good reflect out for Cobra. Landing, getting another Chaos Bolt right after. Smog still trying to go for a bit of that Ebb and Might. Got himself that wall. Looking to get himself big damage. Fire Breath, that's going to be the demon. Not going to be able to give you any survivability against that thing whatsoever. He does percentage health and damage. It doesn't matter how many defenses he got. That thing is just going to keep damaging you the entire time. Got himself a time skip, so he's able to at least recover a little bit of health. With a quick interrupt by Cobra though, Zapet does let him go for a kick really early on. There's going to be upheaval. Maybe something you can work with. Stun. Eruptions, maybe it'll be enough. One eruption, two. Oh, he got himself a mad heal. He was holding onto a Hellstone the entire time. I thought for some reason he already used it, but for Smog, that's at least a pretty big lay in hands basically for a Warlock that he got through it. He's got to go through it again. Reflect on that sleep. That is so good. Letting a Chaos Bolt. Smog is going to be in the tight spot. Let's go for immunity. Avoiding the fear. He can break the immunity early, but he is also able to avoid the Bonzafell. A couple of eruptions are available. Got himself a little bit more survivability. Fire Breath to follow. Kick last second on the not Cancelable, but Incinerate. Try to see if he can fight through the damage, but I think the Warlock, yeah, just the amount of raw power that Warlock is able to put up, it is a lot to deal with. Minura is going to be up next. Succubus does catch you. For the longest time, I thought Warriors could break out of the Succubus CC. I thought they could Zerker Rage out of it because it was like a mind melting effect, and I thought for some reason like it was the same thing as a Fear or Rogue Sap. No, Warriors can't break out of it. For some reason I thought they did, or they could. So he does go for the trinket, does wait it out long enough until the Succubus Seduce is there back up. So far to follow with a Mortal Coil. Bonzafell doesn't quite break, doesn't break. Bonzafell doesn't really combo. Mortal Coil does end up running him in the opposite direction, so he doesn't actually break and walk out of the circle. Big defenses up for Minura. Maybe a chance to catch up in healing, even if you're just hitting the Succubus. It's going to be Cobra, but rushing him with just a bunch of portals from a distance, just backed up out of there, summoned up just the entire, just, what do you call it? What about like trying to fight here? Artillery, like an artillery strike does end up taking Minura with a couple of incinerates, man. I was just trying to, I got so hung up on trying to think of a word. It's just, my brain stopped working. It's bad, dude. It's bad. As Cobra trying to see if he can get himself a little bit of a drain. Does go for the Fear on the main pet. Succubus catching Kiosk right around the corner. He is going to go for a trinket. Quick interrupt under Cobra. Does end up getting him trapped up in a charge shot for a second. Botting shot ends up breaking out of it pretty early. I don't know, maybe could have held on to it for a bit. Mortal does port around the corner to Kiosk. Trying to see if he can get ahead of the Hunter. Sack's going to be a pet sack, I believe, right now. And Cobra just trying to see if he can load a bunch of damage on the Kiosk. Man's going to be able to sprint out with that Cheetah. Trying to see if he can get himself a better spot around this pillar. That's Cobra taking a bit of damage over time, though. The shrapnel, the fire damage, the grenades all did a bit of work together with the full Fear of the Eagle. That's going for a freezing trap, so he's not going in for damage afterwards. Explosive shot should do a bit of damage either way. The Bonza fell onto Kiosca. Maybe a Fear does break it into Casbolt, interrupted. Cobra might be in a lot of bad trouble to save himself another Warlock Hellson. He needs one right now, and that's going to be Kiosca taking him out, just letting the pets and kill shots do work. Still quite a bit of damage burning onto Kiosca. He's gonna have a hard time getting through Katarina. He gotta find a way to catch a reset, but he's got stuck between a rock and a hard place, able to stun Katarina, break it out of it with a blink. Kiosca does have a turtle shell. He may need to use it, use the survival of the finish just to give himself a little bit of damage reduction, but still big touch of the magic is on him. Massive burst is out for Katarina. Does it go for turtle? Goes for turtle last second as the touch of the magic falls off. That big eruption does do a number of damage to his health bar, but that's really all he could really do. Maybe a camo? I think he tried to go for a camo just now. I think he might have tried to go for camo. Grenades are up. Does have himself an interrupt on the Katarina for just a second. Try to see if he can get himself a better position around the corner. But the missiles are still catching him either way. The one more barrage for Katarina, and he'll be golden, especially with the pets eating the, or images eating the traps. Cannot give Kiosca any safety around that side of the pillar. Stun. Fear of the Eagle. Man's got no health whatsoever. Gonna force Katarina back. Manic Energy immediately. Katarina needs to find a way to see it, but actually walks into freeze trap. That is so perfect for this hunter. Does have barrages for the pet, but for Kiosca, that's a breather. He could at least have a breath of relief for just a second. Touch of the magic back up and again. I don't know if you have any defensives. Yeah. Katarina just needed to go for a full touch of the magic, full blaster, but that was the chance for Kiosca to maybe bring it back for his team for Katarina. That catch up heal, but nothing to follow up after. Can't shrink it, can't really feign death anything easily anymore to remove any magical effects like they used to. No exile, no turtle. Maybe aspect of the bear, but I don't even know if that's what you're running. Might be running the cunning pet, and I'm not really sure because it all depends, right? Some hunters do run the tenacity pet to give yourself a little bit more health, to give yourself an extra buff of health, like a rallying cry, but for hunters. Or do you run the cunning pet for that mobility and being able to break out of the woods? Because one, sometimes mobility can be better than any other defensive in the game. Whisper trying to see if he can lock down Katarina. Full Void Torrent to follow. Does go for the breath. Maybe one of those bolts hits you. Hold on, he's so close. Does get hit by one of the bolts. That is rooted though. That is PI. Could potentially remove it. Oh, it does yoink the PI from Whisper actually. That is so unfortunate. Blasting him out. While touching the magic is on him. Whisper might be in a ton of trouble. Maybe going for Disperse here. Barrage. Super low. Oh! Katarina doesn't have taken it. Oh my god. Bringing it back for his team. Cobra does pick up 3 though. Let that not go to waste. Cobra did end up slamming with 3 kills back to back to back. Only taken down by the hunter while he had no health whatsoever. Or no cooldowns at that point. Because having warlocks with no health is just an impossibility. They are 45 class, but still defensively. Yeah, it is still quite a bit. Hunter's not the worst matchup, but still definitely quite a challenger. Unless you have everything available. Get another go. Need one? All right.